Hey everybody, how's it going today? Today's Saturday. For those of you who are time stamping, it's 8/10/2024, 5 o'clock, 5:01 or 5:02 to be specific. Hey, I want to make a quick video. I'm requesting information, um, and I thought maybe I would explain the backstory to this. I'm requesting information from our appointed sheriff, appointed Sheriff Selman. And the reason why I say appointed was because we didn't vote for him. However, that doesn't really seem to matter because we've got three of our individuals on the commissioner's court who are all appointed. You think somebody would notice something about that, right? But no. And I hope my volume is coming out very well because the fact is I'm having a problem with my volume. I'm going to go get me one of them cameras where the volume already set in or whatever. Anyway, I got an old computer that, hey, can't afford to buy a new one. So anyway, we're talking about the death of Michael Stolik, age 46, out of Lufkin, Texas. He was uh, he was found dead in the Angelina County. He had been in detox for 2 days. We're requesting the booking information, and we're requesting all the information that we can to get to shed light on what actually happened within the Angelina County Jail. We have met with much resistance from getting information from our county. Um, they they decide what's transparent and what's not, and it doesn't really you can't really do that. I mean, it's against the law, but they skirt around the freedom of information request, and now we think we've got them. And the backstory to this is that last year in June, back in 2023, we had another death in Angelina County Jail. Mr. Earl Smallwood, Glenn Earl Smallwood. He passed away inside the cell. Same MO. He was arrested for public intoxication. They threw him in a detox cell. They restrained him, and they had medical personnel who come in and said, "Well, his vital signs are in range of somebody that's intoxicated." What the hell does that mean? So in other words, we got two different blood pressures for somebody who's intoxicated and somebody who's not. Where I come from is like, either it's high or it's not or whatever. And when you take somebody's blood pressure, you write it down somewhere. But apparently that's not the case in Angelina County Jail. So at that point in time, I actually put in a freedom of information request requesting documentation. I got information back from there, except for one thing that I asked for was the video. I think as taxpayers, we have a right to see what events transpired that caused this man's death. I don't think that's too much to ask. However, the fact is we were denied the video. It went up to the Attorney General. They agreed with the county. So we didn't release the video. So we don't know how Mr. Smallwood died. We do know that there is a pending civil lawsuit, which the county is going to have to incur, and that's coming out of my pocket, our taxes. Now, Mr. Stolik's situation is a little bit different because he was there in custody or in a detox cell for 2 days. Mind you, he wasn't even booked in 2 days. In 2 days, you would think that if he's unable to be booked in, he might need some medical care. But once again, we have this blanket statement. Well, blood pressure was in range of an intoxicated person. I called question to that, but hey, who am I? So we still don't have answers, and I have put a freedom of information request into our sheriff, to our commissioners, every swinging PP to get answers to the information they were provided. And if it was provided in a timely fashion, if it was not, why not? I've asked for the coroner's report. I will get the runaround. I'll have to go pick up the coroner's report from a judge somewhere in Diboll because apparently they don't release it to the jail, or the jail's not interested. And apparently our commissioners are not interested in reading the coroner's report. And we also asked for the name of the individual who was conducting the investigation from the Texas Rangers. And I'll bet you all the money in my pockets against all the money in your pockets that it's going to be assigned to James Hicks, an individual, shady character who we've actually requested the Texas Rangers many times to have him removed or have him transfer him or something based on his investigations in the past. Basically, what happens is that, especially when it involves law enforcement or the district attorney's office, he goes in and he'll say, okay, y'all do your own investigation and I'll agree with whatever you say. Doesn't interview the witnesses, doesn't do any of that. He leaves that all up to the sheriff's department. And guess what? Sheriff's department don't have no record of anybody speaking up or their side of the story or telling us what actually happened. So we smell cover up, and this is not. This is East Texas, man. This is how we conduct business. This is how we do things. If you have an individual in a county jail, you should be worried about their treatment in there. You should be worried about the standard operating procedures that they have there. And you should be concerned because the law, as stated by our U.S. Constitution and our Texas state constitution, they have guidelines of what you can and what you can't do inside a prison, in a county jail, or in proceedings across the state. We have individuals who are supposed to regulate these jails. We have individuals that are supposed to go out and do inspection on these jails, look at the logbooks, notice discrepancies, and then they put them on a non-compliant list until they fix these discrepancies. We've been on it twice. Angelina County's been on it twice, all for the same issues: medication and not checking on the detainees. Seems like to be a pattern, does it? But hey, what do I know? So I'm going to pursue this to the fullest extent that I can, requested by law. Smallwood case that got the video got downplayed because the fact is that it didn't go into effect until September the 30th, which was HB 30, which requires, it's the dead man's loophole. Sheriffs, law enforcement officers were not releasing video of deaths in their custody or deaths in general. So in other words, they didn't want us to find out, and they used this. Because it's public safety, it's confidential information inside the jail. Our cameras, they can be used for escape attempts or whatever. And what happens if somebody goes in the county jail and they get out? Do they have to file a non-disclosure agreement to make sure that they don't tell you where the cameras are or whatever? And cameras were placed there for a reason. Number one is to maintain the safety of our detainees. It's required that counties actually state their procedures of how they take in a detainee, their booking status, the whole 9 yards. And then they come around and say, well, we can't release the video because it releases confidential information. Well, let me hold on there for a second. When you book a person in jail, you post a picture everywhere. You post what their height, their weight, their age, their color. You get a photo. You tell them what they're accused of. So doesn't that violate some kind of right as well? Well, they say, well, you know what? It's civil rights. We don't publicly show these prisoners, these detainees in jail. encompasses their rights or whatever, or goes against their rights for privacy. Well, everybody knows you're in jail. And all of these cameras that they're talking about, prisoners aren't allowed there. You're only taking there one at a time, if that, to go see the doctor, to go to your court hearings or whatever. And there's not a camera located in there that would show that would violate any privacy whatsoever. And let's go a little bit further. Well, whenever you go to a hearing, you don't even have to go to the courtroom. If you're in Angelina County Jail, you just go up, you appear on a video, okay, to the judge. You don't know who the hell's in that judge. You don't even know who in the hell's in that damn jury. You don't know who's looking at that video. So that's a right to privacy. Now that should be, if we're going by that rule, that should be confidential. That should be between the judge and the detainee or the defendant. So it's okay. It's okay for the goose, but not okay for the gander, because the fact is that any information that is utilized to portray them in a negative aspect or disclose them not utilizing procedures, they'll redact that and they'll hide it and say, you don't need to have the right to see that. But we'll determine whenever you can see who our prisoners are, and we'll tell you when they're on screen or whatever. Completely goes against the reason why video recorders are required. We actually have officers now who are required to carry body cams, but we can't get access to a county jail when it involves the death of a person. I live in the state of Texas, Angelina County, and it was appalling to me. And I use this example because the fact is, I live here. I live here. It bothered me, and I paid really close attention to the Uvalde massacre or the Uvalde incident. These poor families had to go to federal court to get authorization for them to see how their loved ones died. They had to go to court to get it issued by the court to say, you know what? You can actually look and see the procedures the cops, everybody used that failed that day, but we can't, in deaths of children in it. That was released. The people wanted it released because the fact is they wanted to show the ineptness and the appalling reaction by law enforcement. We have the same case here. Why can't we see how this person died? Why can't we see him being examined by medical officials? And this individual had been in detox for 2 days. 2 days. They leaked out that it's suspected that it was cardiac arrest. Shut up. That's for the coroner to decide. Or you're leaking information because you're trying to get the onus off you. Well, he died from a cardiac arrest. I wonder why. He's been in damn detox for 2 damn days. I don't know if you've ever been in detox now, but there's not a lot of places. You don't have no place to lay down. You sleep it on the floor. Or you sleep on a bench. And the bench is just low wide. And you can't. So you got to sleep on the floor, which is cold as hell. So did the conditions cause this individual to go on a cardiac arrest? We don't know. So we're going to ask the county to show this to us so we can identify the problems that we have in our jail, and we can, as taxpayers, fix it. When you come before the county and you say, you know, we need extra money for this, well, show me how you need extra money for this when there are 2 people that died in your jail within a year. Add another 250. Why don't you take care of them? You can't take care of the ones who died in jail right now without them dying. How many more deaths are we going to take before somebody pays attention and says, hey, people are dying over here? The reason is because the fact is that it's classism. These individuals are classed one way or another, be black, brown, Hispanic, poor white trash, crackers, or whatever. And I can say that because you know what? Hey, I'm one. They're deemed second class citizens and they're thrown in jail and treated as such. I don't know about you, but I remember fighting for a constitution that says I'm innocent until I'm proven guilty. And I shouldn't have to go into worry about my life in jail when I'm innocent. But you're treating me as if I'm guilty. There are rules and regulations of county jails. Yes, you have to follow those rules. But there should be nobody dying in a county jail without a proper explanation. We're talking about deaths here, people. We're not talking about somebody stumped their toe. We're not talking about somebody who got in a fight in jail, got beat up, whatever. We're not talking about that. But we have guards that are supposed to prevent that, but it doesn't happen. And then the public will honest, they'll say it, they'll put it back. Well, the prisoners didn't report it. The detainees, they didn't report it. They didn't say, well, we shouldn't have to because there's a damn video camera up there. And you should be able to see what's going on in the pod. And if you want to find out what really happened, don't ask the detainees. They got to live with these people. They're not going to say, yeah, hell no. You're a snitch, and guess what? You're next. That's the way the real world works. When you're in county jail, whatever jail, people don't like snitches. They'll beat the shit out of you. I've seen people get jacked up because of a piece of cornbread. Or get run over because we get milk once a week. Run in there to get their gallon of milk. Or their thing of milk. That's all you get during the week. So it's jail. We expect that. But nobody should expect to lose their life in a jail. The guards are there to protect you as well until you have your day in court. However, the fact is you're treated guilty. You're provided same people in the TDC, Texas Department of Corrections. They get treated with respect to do, but they're not subject to cruel and unusual punishment. They're not. Because the state won't allow it. And the counties are responsible for their county jail. And guess what? Our commissioners don't even know how it happened. Never even asked the question. We don't even know if they received a report. The county will come back and say, well, the grand jury didn't find anything wrong. Well, yeah, because you know why? Because I didn't show the video to them. I guarantee you in the Smallwood case, if the grand jury would have seen the video, there might be a different tune. I guarantee you there would have been a different tune. Now, some people are going to be investigated because of that, because a person died in jail. I think it should be investigated to the full extent of the law until we, the public, are satisfied that this is what actually happened, not what you're saying happened. Excuse me. That's what we're supposed to believe. Well, just because you told me so, then it's so. Well, I think some of my ancestors come from Missouri. It's a show me state. Show me. Where does it say so? Show me. Who said so? On whose authority? Or do we have people in our jail just doing stupid shit? And we do. In every jail. But you would think that the guards wouldn't participate in this kind of behavior. And you would think the guards would actually not snitch on you, but say, hey, dude, pull you aside and say, hey, man, stop that shit. I don't want to see that shit. Stop that shit. That's all it takes. And the person will get the warning. Well, okay. And you know what? He don't react to that, and guess what? Put him in solitary for a few days. It changes tune. But you don't die. You don't allow the son of a bitch to die. You don't allow nobody to die. There are 3 cases of deaths. One case was settled in 2022 for Miss Hartman. She died of pneumonia inside the jail. No investigations. She was denied medical care. She asked for it many, many times. Fill out a chit, right in. Tell the guards, hey, I need to see the doctor. That's how you have to do it. Here's my chit. Here's what's going on with me. Here, I need to see the doctor. You know why she was denied? She's faking it. Since when did county jail employees become doctors? Since when do they get to make medical decisions? If you have pneumonia, I'm sure you show some symptoms of it. And if you request to see the doctor, you have a right to go see the doctor. The doctor gets to be the one to tell, well, you're just faking shit out of this. Get out of my face. You're faking it. Most detainees in the yeah, you caught me. Okay, whatever. It's games people play, man. But to hide the reason for deaths in a county jail, that's the lowest of low. That's the lowest form of justice that I can ever think of. Even if somebody dies out in the civilian world, there's an investigation into it. All the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and guess what? It goes for further review. Not in Angelina County. Not in many counties that I see in East Texas. We've already seen in Smith County. We've already seen how that corruption has gone all the way through. And we're still finding it out now. It's involved in the church. Who knows how far it goes? But it took one individual to come and say, hey, I'm questioning this. And that one person has to start the wave of asking simple questions and getting answers to them. Or if need be, take it to the next level. Take it to the county court, which I don't advise because you're not going to get anything done in Angelina County. Take it to the feds, man. You will get an impartial ruling. You will actually get justice served, and you will actually have your case heard and not swept under the rug. It is a shame that counties or individuals who live in counties have to resort to the feds for law and order to tell these individuals that you're screwing up. It's going to take the feds to come in and say, you know what, you killed this individual. You should have done this, this, and this, and he could have been alive today. If they would have allowed the Smallwood video to come out, guess what? Would Mr. Stolik be alive today if we noticed things that they needed to change? Maybe, maybe not. But at least we would have the answer. And as far as I'm concerned, right now, 2 deaths in a jail within a year, small as this, there's a problem. There's more problems in Angelina County that are going to be that are going to hit. Shit's going to hit the fan, and I guess the fact is it needs to. It needs to, because whenever individuals have to worry about their lives in custody, being taken into custody, or being abused by the very people that's supposed to be in charge. We fought wars over that shit. So anyway, I'm going to, in the description below, I have the link of the Freedom of Information request that I sent out to appointee Selman. I've actually got some freedom of information out to the commissioners when they knew what reports were given to them, whole 9 yards, because I'm kind of wondering if the sheriff actually filled in the commissioner's court. I'm kind of interested in the report that he submitted to the commissioners to see exactly what he told them. Because our commissioners didn't investigate, they just take everybody's word for it. They took the word of an individual who wasn't even elected by the people, wasn't even elected. And they're making decisions from people who were appointed, who weren't elected. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, guys, you be safe, be careful. If you like it, share it everywhere. At least, you know, if you like it, share it. Somebody you don't like it, hell, you know, somebody might. So hey, look out after your brother. You guys be good, be careful, keep your powder dry. I'm out.